Hey, love bugs, it's Roslynn back at you one more again. I hope everybody is doing blessed. I'm doing blessed and highly favored and definitely for you. And if this is your first time stopping by my channel, much love to you and welcome. And to my returning subs, my growing extended beautiful family. Thank you so much for love and support. We're all going through different stages in our lives that you of a pat on your back, because even though you may not be exactly where you want to be, but when you're allowing yourself to take that best step foot forward and just give it all you got, hey, it's further than where you were when you first, is so much closer to your abundance than you were when you first started. So with that being said, much love to all. Namaste. Love and blessings, love and light, and many blessings are definitely coming your way. And if you have been watching my videos for a while and have not already, please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell at the bottom so you know when your girl is about to upload her next video. Also, if you're comfortable enough, drop a line or two. I would love the chance to get to know you as much as you're getting to know me, even if it's about the positive feedback to the content of the video, or you're just up telling me about your empathic gift, how it impacted your life and heading you towards a positive direction. And if you feel like the videos are informative, give you good vibes, inspiration that you would love to share with the loved one, family, or a friend, or even a fellow empath going through trying times at the moment, needing confirmation, validation, or even spiritual guidance, please go ahead and share. And while you're at it, give your girl a thumbs up, like, and also share on your social media favorites wherever you see fit. Thank you once again for the love and support. Greatly appreciate it. And I hope you're able to resonate with the content of my video. And I forgot to get my sound bar remote. The music I'm listening to, let me turn it up just a little bit. Okay, that's good enough. The channel I'm using today, it is called Muzik. Let me see. Oh, Muzik for Body and Spirit Meditation Music. And the meditation song in the background is called 741 Hertz. Removes toxins, negativity, cleanse aura, spiritual awakening to Tibetan bowls. And I will place that link in the description box below. Y'all, my energy is like really high right now. So if you see flashing lights, all I have is that light on right there. Let me see. And my guitar, that's it here. Lamp right here, nothing else. So if you see something flashing, it's probably most likely my energy. I'm using my my computer today. The video I'm doing today is Twin Flame 101. Heyokas is graduation time, closing doors and completions of difficult phases in our lives. I say you have to be able to have you a commitment speech. As soon as I say there goes some lights. Commitment speech. See, okay, I'm not going to move my hands because you see when I do it that way, it's not doing anything. But as soon as I say something, I get very excited. Those flashes start. We have been going down levels and levels and levels of, grueling, like spiritual awakening of boot camp. You're allowing yourself to be open and honest with yourselves, becoming more in tune with your emotions, your thought process, your focus, what you place energy in, changing the circles that are no longer needed in your life, cutting cords with people they may be draining to you, or not even just on the spiritual level you're on, being able to appreciate anything that has came and left out your life. If it left, as opposed to let it go. If that door has closed, let it stay closed. A lot of times we have held on to things for so long. You know how you're just so used to bad things happening. It's just like you walk around, like my mom say, you could be janky. So you used to so many different jacked up things going on around you, to you, at you. Even with you being a Heyoka, you get people just lashing out at you like, Dad, what did I do? All I did is say good morning, and next thing you know, they're like, why are you saying good morning? It could be a good night, and it's just still good morning, but they just want to have something to argue about. I keep on seeing so many different things going on, like a lot of visions. If anybody's been with me for a while, every time I have these different visions, it done came to front. It done came to in full circle. Like I said in the last video, I see the infinite sign. I can't go too much. I almost slipped up and said something about another video, but I can't get into that one yet. But it's good. It's very good. You're going through a lot of things. Yes, it may seem heavy. It may seem stressful. It may be hard for you to even stay on that positive vibe, or you may be feeling so light that you have released so much. See, you release so much that when it stays too calm, you just looking for some daggone drama to pop off. How they always say it's calm before the storm, and they want you to not feel that way. These are things that you are very deserving of. A lot of times we have gone through so many traumatic experiences where we don't feel like we're worthy of anything that is positive, whether it's love, a new relationship, financial abundance is coming in our lives. Even though you've been praying for it, now when it finally comes in, you're trying to understand why it takes place. Anything that has been taken from you is about to be replaced with something better. Things have been robbed of you left and right. Maybe you have been violated in some kind of way where it took you so much to gain your strength back to allow yourself to set free from these things. And at times it's hard when you don't have an explanation or an apology, and that light went flickering again. And these are the things you need to allow yourself to set free, because a lot of these things had to take place in your life for you to be shook up, and it's sad that I have to say that. I'm not saying, whatever is taking place in your life that could have been truly life altering and damaging. Trust me, I know. It had to awaken you to find that spiritual being that you have always been. We had to go through these different trials and tribulations that had some kind of level of trauma that you had to allow yourself to see, allow yourself to be aware of what has taken place. Maybe something you have done or something has been done to you, allowing yourself to set free of those chains and constraints. And there are a lot of things that had to unfold in your life where they're telling you changes is taking place. But changes is not always easy. Changes may seem that it's negative, but it's like a blessing in disguise. It could be something like, well, you're going through a chain of events where there are so many people just dropping out your life. There's people that you loved and cared for and adored, you would trust with your whole life, that has flipped the script and then either left or they betrayed you in the worst kind of way. They have lived their life at that certain time span with you, and it's time to part ways. There's people I've helped, and they had stabbed me in the back as soon as I was helping them. I'm just like, Dad, but you know what? It's like that at times. I don't know why. I don't care. It's at that point, but I'm just like, shoot, I still wish you well. You maybe more than what you were wishing me, but I'm just, I want my coins. I want my good coins that is coming back to me. So I'm not wishing nothing bad on anybody. Everything that's taking place has brought a lesson of value, of knowledge, is strengthen you. It'll allow you to look at all the points in your life like it was like different milestones that you have went on, different peaks in your life, where it's like a graph on things that has taken place in your life. And you may have gone through a lot of things in your life, but it also reflected how much strength you actually have, because there's a lot of people that are up in the norm that wouldn't have been able to achieve a lot of things that you have achieved. There's a lot of things that you have endured that could have been a life and death situation that a lot of people would have just died instantly, but yet you're still here. There's a lot of times you probably done died and came back and you're trying to understand why you were here. There's a lot of times that you probably have taken your life and wanted to, and then left and then came right back. They weren't ready for you yet. You were still on your mission. We're all like, our experience of story has been set an example, for everybody that you come into contact with, because there's so many people you don't know that may need to hear your story. Your tragedy can become somebody else's blessing. That's why I love what I do, being open about the things that I've gone through, being open about what I'm achieving, what I had achieved to get me as far as I am now. You're making history. All the things that you have endured has made you evolution, evolutionary, something that can't be destructed, things that haven't even yet been discovered yet. You know, we're making that new point in the millennium, millennial, whatever it is, millennial, whatever. But it's just the fact that you are doing a lot of things that, they didn't see coming. Like, they knew there was going to be something very powerful coming, and a lot of things, the way we see it in the world, you can see it is in a negative way. And yes, there's things that had to shake us up through taking people's lives, being able to film others doing some unjust things to other people. But it's just like I was telling y'all the other day, with the 1044 and us as warriors standing together, all our vibrations are combined to where it is changing, like global changes that are taking place, where they're doing, different hurricanes and thunderstorms and all these different things. When you know that love is that pure and that strong, that's coming together and combining as one, that's something very powerful. And the devil and whatever evil lurks around here, things that we know about and things we don't know about, is going to try to do any and everything to try to make sure that doesn't happen. But God always wins. Love always conquers everything. That's why it's just like, with all these people that are being killed, Brianna, the other guy, Ahmed, I think his name was Ahmed, George Floyd, all these different people that are being taken. And, people are like, oh, they're trying to be martyrs, or you're not thinking about the things that they did in their past. Their past don't matter. They still are living. They're supposed to be living. They're important. They matter. But we can turn a tragedy into something that's positive, and that's what they weren't banking on. It's like, you take somebody's life, but there's everybody from this certain walk of life, no matter what color they are, what gender, sexual preference they have, they're all banding together for justice for these people. And that's the reason why they're a part of the 1044, because it's just like, something can be so inhumane and so ugly and so tainted. You can bring something so pure and love. People are all angry. It's like, look, these people need to have justice for them. These people had, parents, they had children, they have, all these different people that have come to love these people, and they're being presented as something for love. That's what they're seeing. So it's just like, all these things are taking place, and it's just all about how you choose to see things. Yes, it's a tragedy. These people's lives had to be cut short like that. But we can't question the universe on why things had to be that way, but just how they're flipping out on those situations. It came out to be so ugly, but the way it's presenting itself is like, nobody ain't gonna stand for the things that y'all doing. Y'all need to correct this. Y'all need to do what's right. If anybody else would have did the same thing and came in that life, either they would have got taken out, or they would have been seeing a lot of life sentences. But they feel like, since you hide behind that badge, that gives you an excuse to be able to do that. And that's not setting a good example, because there are some good cops out there. I met a lot of good cops, but I also experienced a lot of crooked ones as well. And when those ones are getting outed, like I always said, when I was dealing with my personal experience, I don't ran into different conflicts like that where my life was almost changed in an instant. But it was like, God wasn't ready for me yet. So those things took place in a certain, it turned to a different direction. And it's just like, people feel like they can do different things because they hold that badge. And a lot of times we feel like, with certain situations, that cops only protect and serve themselves. And this is just like, that's not becoming that. And it's just like, for us doing that, we're standing and banding together on all things that need to be changed. Even about the boy who got killed in the bodega a couple of years ago, they made a stand for that, which was, my heart goes out to that family, because that boy wanted to be a cop. And it's just, all these things are happening and we can't understand why. But it's like, when there's something good that's coming out of these situations, the devil wants to taint it with, like the explosion in Beirut. And God goes out, not God goes out. Well, God does go out, but prayers go out to those people that were affected by that as well. All these different things are going on in our lives where we're seeing where our lives were altered, where, we felt like we were cheated out of a lot of things that were taken from us. People are not being held responsible for the things that they've done. And it is just like we have to allow ourselves to not focus on that, but focus on, even though these things is taking place in your life, look at the positive of everything that's taking place in your life from a negative situation. It took me a long time to be able to see it that way. It's like, yeah, there's so many things I was robbed of. There's so many things that I have not, been able to achieve when it came to my situation. But look at all the beauty that is coming out of that situation from me doing that. There's so many people I'm meeting from across the world that I feel so grateful for being able to get in contact with virtually, even though I know y'all spiritually. We've been in each other's lives for many, 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 many years, but we're all have gone through different things where we're helping people one by one. It only takes that one person, you know, to travel something that's very beautiful, very loving, very positive, to be able to say, hey, you know, instead of focusing on everything that has happened into your life, but be grateful for all the things that came out of that situation from that happening to you. A lot of times it's hard for you to see a positive in a negative situation, you know, but it allows you to see the strength in yourself, to see how far you will be able to go. you know are you going to allow yourself to give up because of the things that has taken place in your life and hold yourself back from being the best version of yourself? Are you going to use that as a catapult, a catalyst, a milestone, and say, yeah, this happened to me, but I want to go ahead and start something up where other people know you don't have to go that way. There's a lot of people that went through a lot of domestic violence, and next, they're activists for trying to help other people get out those situations, because a lot of times you can be in those type of situations, and some people get brainwashed to where they feel like there's nothing else that's going to be good for them. They're never going to find anything better. They're tainted. They're damaged goods. They're jaded. All those different things is taking place. But when it has that one person that can be able to reflect on just one, it has that domino effect to where it can trigger a lot of other powerful and positive things just in somebody else's life. That's the reason why us as Heyokas is something different, because the traits, the meaning of traits has changed a lot. The ancient ones decided to do it that way because they couldn't see us coming. They couldn't be able to identify ourselves as being that. That's why a lot of people, you're like, oh, you're this, you can't be a Heyoka, or you're not that because you're not a part of the Lakota tribe. They don't know. It's not something that you are like, hey, I'm gonna be this today. This was already fated for you before you even got here. You had to go through a long line of things. When this first presented itself to me, I was just like, I'm a what now? I thought they were calling me out my name. He was like, Lord, hey, did you call me a hoe? Is that what are you calling my mama? It was something like that. But when I started seeing all the things that has taken place in my life throughout, since I was little, I always used to get these protective amulets from people from different tribes, that I met up with, throughout my travel of being a military brat, different, jewelry, topaz, turquoise, whatever you want to call it, different things, arrowheads, different feathers, certain rocks, and things were given to me that, I can truly appreciate. And then it made a lot of sense on the things that has happened in my life. I was just like, it could be something so simple. And then when they make you go down that, go back in time and make you think about all these things, it'll start making sense. Like they were preparing you for this for a long time, but you had to go through a series of things that people would see as very impossible for you to, see something positive out of such of a negative impact that only took place in your life, and able to see the strength that you hold just because of the things that you have went through in your life, you know. But it's like I said, graduation time. You had, it's like you're getting ready for your commitment speech of everything that has taken place in your life, where it has allowed you to grow. It has allowed you to go towards big accolades, or whatever you want to call it, altitudes, and you're going even further than that. It's like you're becoming one with so many different layers and hats of spiritual gifts that you have, and it's starting to become a lot stronger to where you can see the actions of you doing something positive throughout the power you have to be able to help heal somebody else. There's a lot of things that, that is powerful that a lot of people wouldn't believe unless they seen it for themselves, and you're proving that through all the things that you're learning throughout yourself, throughout the world, how you see things, how you perceive it, how you go about it, what you stay focused on, what you let go of. When you allow yourself to walk away from illusions, those 3D frequencies, and go back up to higher ones. You're not on that materialistic, type vibration. There's so many different things that, you'll be able to see from the world and be able to change those things if you choose to, because it's all about the power of change, all about the power of allowing yourselves to not be limited on what you choose to do with your life. Only you can know what you're doing with your life. A lot of people feel like, oh, I can't do that. I can't do that. I used to be like that until I started seeing people that, like, oh, I said I couldn't do this. I couldn't work out and do all these different things. Well, I seen this boy, he had no daggone legs, and he worked out like 10 different daggone men all at one time. And I was like, well, that made me feel like I was a straight wimp. Let me go do something. Something like that can be, a reflection of you can, no matter, you can be born without certain things, and that gives you more, when they say they take away, like if somebody was born blind, all the other, the senses are heightened. It's just like that little boy, God bless his soul. He was born without no legs, and that boy on a football team, he hauling butt, you know what I'm saying? But it allows you to see, very special things like that that can influence somebody's mind to keep going. And that's what you're graduating to. And don't be hard on yourself if you feel like it's hard for you to let go of those things. But if you're trying different techniques, try to let yourself go from these things because you really want more. But it's up to your choice on what you're willing to do to break away from, those things that are no longer serving you. Allowing yourself to, if you even have to call on the archangels every 5 minutes, anytime a daggone negative situation pops up in your head, because you have to understand, you don't held on to these things for so long. You're so used to it. Y'all became very acquainted. You became best friends, but I'm just like, look, you've been renting out a place rent free. You ain't been paying me nothing except stress, heartache, and some daggone ailments I'm really trying to heal myself from. It's time for me to part ways with you. You ain't even leave me a text to let me know you made it safely. You just gone about your business. Who ain't no hugs, no kiss, no, you don't left enough here. Allow yourself to break free from those things, because there's so many different doors that's trying to open for you. Your name is being mentioned in some places you ain't even been in yet. There's doors that even about to open for you that you didn't even knock on. All for the things that you're doing. A lot of times we feel like if we stay focused on it too much, then we start getting stressed out instead of allowing yourself to unfold the way it may. And I have to tell myself that all the time. Everything I'm telling you, I'm telling myself, and it's just like, yes, it's hard, but you come harder. There's things that happen in your life. Yeah, if there's something you can change, then do that. If it's something that you can't change, you have to just accept and just, pray that it works its own self out. But during that time, you can be able to be more productive on something positive. That's why it's just like with me, I may be having some things just heavy on my mind, but I know I can't change those things right now, but I can just allow myself to stay focused on something positive. So I allow myself to, break away from things that I can't change, but focus on the things that I can. And then just keep aiming for those positive, things that I'm trying to do in my life. Allowing myself just to pray on it and just take that leap of faith. And that's what they want you to do. Don't fear what's going around the other corner, because you never know. That could be your abundance of many flavors that is on its way to you. But you have to allow yourself to be set free, to be focused on that positivity for to do that. Because, you got your cap and gown. Shoot, you may be the valedictorian of, the empaths. You never know. What do they call it? The Shadalum Kung Kao, whatever that thing is. The Lama, Dalai Lama. No, not the Dalai Lama, but it's one of the ones, the Cum Laude or whatever that is. But you know what I'm talking about. That you are going high rates for. You have achieved a lot. And even if you feel like you haven't did much, but when you know you're allowing yourself to go for its change, those are the things you need to commend yourself for, because it's like for everything you have gone through and you're still trying to aim towards a positive note. It may not happen tomorrow. It may not happen 5 minutes from now, but just when you're allowing yourself to stay focused and say, you know what, I'm leaving myself open to change. Yes, I've been through a lot, but I owe it to myself to go through a lot more that's more positive rather than a negative. Because when you can allow yourself, we hold on to heavy energy that held us back. A lot of times we feel like, oh, I could have been here, I could have been there if I didn't let this go. Everything is unfolding the way it's supposed to, but don't allow yourself to step in the middle of that while it's trying to unfold, because when you do, that's not going to be good for you. You need to be good for yourself, allowing yourself to, you know um to achieve as much as you can. You deserve that. You earn that. Regardless of what people think or what people say, this is your life. you know they decide they want to do whatever they want to do in theirs, just because they gave up on their dreams or it took too much to get to their dreams. It's okay. But universe, you can pray for something, but it just, the universe wants to be able to see, what are you willing to go for, what are you willing to let go of, endure, just to get to those things that you're praying for. Because like I said yesterday, they're going to put you in certain situations that are being unfamiliar to you. You're going to step in some territory you never stepped into, but what you're doing now is very unfamiliar, but it's going to be worth going through the unfamiliar, because you need to let go of that regular, because you know what that regular is, and that was mediocre, that was basic. You ain't basic. You know what I'm saying? You up there. So allow yourself to go towards the vibes that are up there. So I hope you are able to resonate with the content of this video. Would love to give a post notification shout out to Brett Scarbo, as well as from Planet Lyra Beth and Lauren Brandon and Mac 2, and my sister from another Mr. Jackie Love. Much love to you. And like and subscribe, share, tell somebody about the channel. Give me a thumbs up so other people can, view the video on their recommended list. Drop a line. I would love the chance to hear from you. If you need to get in touch with me privately, you can DM me, and I put my information down there. If it's not that name and they say it's me, it's not me, unless I tell y'all, hey, I changed the name. Or you can get in touch with me at Roslynn Mckoy at facebookmessenger.com. Anything we speak on is confidential. I try to help you have a deeper understanding about your mission of purpose, your life purpose, as well as, your path. If I can't tell you straight out, I always give you the information. I can find the information for you to give you a deeper understanding. I know that you're truly blessed, highly favored, and forever loved, and knowing there's always somebody out there praying for your better days. And I pray that everything that you're trying to manifest into your life comes 100,000 times more of what you asked for, expected, or even prayed for. And the same is with you receiving it. And even on social distancing, give out love, light, positivity, as well as prosperity words, vibes, frequencies. You never know. All those things can really take you a very long way, as well as the other people as well. So I'll see you on my next video. Much love to you. Peace. Be well.